First stand, of course.
Victor does not inspire confidence in this draft. I do not like the Victor. The Cassante is very safe.
I think Cassante's fine. I think there are certainly options into it, but it's hard to like counter a Cassante who will just kind of do his job later on into the game.
But he also often just relinquishes prio by default. When you have Annie in a lane where she can do well, we don't know what that matchup is going to be, but she does well in a lot of lanes, then you have prio to get this Nocturne through his pre-6 stages.
Yeah.
Taliyah.
Taliyah going to be the thought, and Taliyah Vi certainly is a pretty dangerous combination. But I haven't really been a huge fan of Taliyah more recently, but we know that Faker has done some amazing things on it as, okay, Perfect, he's just going to lock the Vayne.
Right, said level 1s aren't a thing, and BDD and Faker said, hold my summoner spells.
Well, flash out already as they see BDD. Faker comes on over as well. That is going to be the Q connecting here from BDD to start things off, as Keria could be in a little bit of trouble. Aiming has that Q charged up, and Peyz also going to have to back away.
Cuz did, you know, he doesn't have his smite back, and Owner didn't have to use this. So, boy.
Great shove. There's the flash in from Owner. Flash out from BDD. Golden shield, but there's first blood from Faker. Throws a rock on over, and that is T1 off to a much better start. Yeah?
I think he's gotten through the toughest part of the game state they were in.
Oh, Peyz could be in a little bit of trouble here as Aiming trying to move forward, but the Slurkle doesn't work, but the bubble is good. Flash out from Effort. That is going to keep him alive as Keria just barely didn't have his flash available. It could have been a moment there as now Peyz is in trouble himself. The flash comes in and the barrier is going to save the Corki, but can it save Keria? That's the question. Is Effort one auto away from dead and Keria picks it up. Aiming can't follow and it's a solo kill for the Nami.
Credit to Effort for being confident in this lane. He looks way more confident than either support before his cuz.
Yeah, that's a flash in. Faker is going to get a little bit scared here as the final hour comes on down. Perfect is going to help lock down. Well, actually, he didn't even get an assist there, but BDD going to take down Owner. And now Perfect able to dance around and picks up the kill onto the Cassante. The Vayne's on the board. I mean, it's Bane, but, you know, it's basically
I'm getting mixed signals.
All right, that's a double bubble from Keria. Faker is going to deliver a wall over to KT, and this bottom lane is no more. Peyz going to be able to lock down that one. Faker is going to collect the other, and T1 this time isn't going to be doing as much in the later stages of the game. Obviously, I mean, you do scale very, very well. It's just in a team fight, you're not going to be as valuable as there's the all-out, and this can be problematic, although trying to get that kiting to work, and it's looking beautiful here. The flash condemn, and Perfect gets the solo once again in game 2.
The flash condemn angle to get him into the wall. Insane play there from Perfect. Doran just didn't see it coming, doesn't flash it, doesn't flash at all.
I mean, you need your Pathmaker for that ability, right? And if you're going to invest it, then you're just going to die. As KT now looking for a dragon. Let's see whether T1 can stop this one from happening as Owner walks on over and just steals it away. Beautifully done. He'll sacrifice his life for it as cease and desist comes in, and KT says, no, we will continue. Indeed, going to be going invisible a lot in this game. This kiting was beautifully done.
Kiting is so good. I mean, we're watching his mouse movement right now. Look at how, like, it's almost so methodical the way he does it. Like, it's incredible. Flashes here for the condemn into the wall.
Man, not even a reaction as well. As Score is like, that's my boy. Like you were saying, I feel like the Vayne is a beautiful pick into the laning phase. But now, Faker is going to turn up, gets that wall into position. Seismic shove going to be avoided, and Perfect is going to die. There is the all-out, and Doran cuts him up. Still, it was a decent attempt, but this is the problem.
Here for Perfect, who does not have teleport.
Well, Tibbers is going to straight up miss that good flash out of Faker, as Tibbers needs to be called back.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, actually.
Does have the Frozen Heart now completed as Paranoia comes down once again, and Faker just rides the wall to safety.
Really have to be careful if you are aiming. Like, you are the main source of consistent damage here.
Well, that's a great polymorph onto Doran, down to 50% already here. But battle lines have been drawn, and we've mentioned that just a front-to-back team fight should belong to T1. There's the flash in for BDD, though, as they are looking to take them down. Owner's smites have been phenomenal, though, in this game. Still, Cuz goes forward, finds the Wild Growth knockups, and that is BDD locking down the kill onto Owner. Now Doran in a bunch of trouble. The double bubble is so good out of carrier for the disengage. Oh, it's just the best. And we got gifted it at the World Championship. Faker is very close to just dying. Does throw out the threaded volley, though. Tibbers needs to tank that one up as BDD is still on the chase. The Molten Shield going to speed up the bear, but it's not going to make him fast enough as Faker was skating away.
I mean, these margins in terms of the leads per lane are so tiny. It's only a 500 gold lead here for T1.
I've seen this play before, as Faker is once again going to go down low. BDD with a lot of movement speed finds the Q, and down goes the Talia. There's another Wild Growth combo here as Cuz will be able to cut down Peyz and KT. They come alive.
Peyz is just trying to play the game. It's just not going to happen in this scenario with the polymorph on top.
I want to have a look at the predictions again, Wolf, because I'm pretty sure it was unanimously T1. The Dragon has been started. Scuttler getting amongst it as well. Let's see what is going to happen here. 8 seconds on the Paranoia. KT probably wanting to fight around that particular window as now Faker gets off that wall. As Perfect off on the angle, does have to flash to get himself out of the way, but it's a good Vault Breaker. There's the Paranoia finally coming on forward. Cuz has to get out of there, though, as the final hour helps Perfect try and get to safety. The Dragon is going to be taken down. Great polymorph to deny Owner even more, and he'll be taken out as well as KT. They find themselves the Dragon and take down the Jungler.
The same global power as Nocturne in terms of gank is they're going for Perfect in sides.
Yeah, there's the cease and desist, and Perfect going to take a bunch of damage here. Knocked back with a great Vault Breaker, and yeah, he's just really dead. Faker going to be able to lock down that kill.
Able to save the play. It's like there's going to get plates here, maybe a Corki.
Yeah,
I don't think so,
looking for Peyz. That was optimistic, absolutely. Bots, Doran and Owner making their way over as Pathbreaker comes on forward, but it's just going to eat the stun of BDD.
So step one, they got the Vayne, right? This has got it the second time in sides. They need to do that before team fight.
Doran takes the bear. Remember, doesn't have a massive amount of magic resist at this point in time, so he takes a lot of damage from BDD. Keeps stealing away objectives. Of course, the Ocean Dragon is now up and available. The Weaver's Wall comes in from Faker, as Dustbringer a fair bit of value there, as there's the Paranoia Wild Growth combo into the backline, but Cuz just explodes. The All-Out does come on forward. Great polymorph onto Owner, who will get taken down, and now Aiming is diving forward. BDD getting work done as well, but Peyz could be the Quadra here for Aiming, and there it is. Could it be a pentakill as well, as it's Perfect that steals it away, and KT are just gonna run over to the Baron.
A huge play with the Lulu. I've been saying it since LCK Cup. I don't know how this pick isn't just first pickable.
I don't know how effort hasn't been on the best team in the league this whole time.
This is quite simple, right? The way they set this up, as Paranoia gets called here from Cuz, so he can avoid the shove, and he turns that avoid into an engage into all of T1, and then BDD, look at this play as well. Boom, double stun, Aiming gets on the Faker, Peyz is down at half health. And it's just KT playing as a team, 5-man unit. And the support here in effort, sure, he played 2 Enchanters back-to-back, but both the performances have been great, and he just looks like he's on the same page. He looks confident.
Dealt after that team fight, and looking for his Zhonya's as Weaver's Wall coming on forward. Cuz going to eat the ulti from Owner.
I'm not 100% sure myself, but the end result is they don't get him, and KT get more on the map.
Yep, Slurkle coming on forward there as well as the polymorph onto Doran means that he cannot even play the game. Another Wild Growth on to the Nocturne, as Doran doing his very best to stay alive. It is the Nocturne falling, but it's Aiming, free hitting, finds an extra one, is now Peyz in trouble. Tibbers is going to die, and Peyz at least will live in this moment, as Faker just saying hi to his ex-teammate here, as the Glitter Lance does come down. Seismic Shove is avoided, but it means he has to walk towards T1. Still, he is going to survive. Effort walks away as now BDD throws in a bunch of damage towards Carrier. Could have
one of the smaller gold differences across the board, but it still doesn't matter.
Yep. In goes Owner. There's the Paranoia to avoid being picked off. It means that there's not a whole lot to fight for at this particular point in time. As Seismic Shove is going to connect there. Beautiful pick here from T1. They take down BDD. Storm, so even Doran is not going to be having a great time. Final hour is propped here towards the top side of the map as there's a Paranoia as well. Cuz going to pay a visit to Doran, who will just, do his very best to survive, and it is not going to work. Another kill goes over to this Vayne. Mail has been picked up here. So Perfect just making himself as durable as possible. Paranoia coming down once again here as another Wild Growth on top of Cuz. But this time he is going to get isolated. Effort going to get pulled out here by Doran, who is looking to try and take him out. He does keep himself alive for a decent amount of time, and it's 2 kills here for T1. And now the carries don't have quite as much utility, but there's the exhaust out of the vein, and Perfect is able to take down Peyz. Doran now in a little bit of trouble as aiming able to sidestep, dashes forward into the rocks. Didn't really want to do that, but they still managed to take down Doran. And Owner is over this wall and decides against going for anything more. Really difficult to kill.
It's kind of tough already.
Yeah. As, all right, Weaver's Wall coming on forward here as Faker is going to try and play some defense. The bubble connects onto Tibbers. And this Baron is also not long for the world. They have a lot of damage. Perfect isn't even hitting it as in goes Owner. It's the steal from Peyz as the Guardian Angel is going to get procced. I don't think that T1 are going to keep their jungler alive, but Cuz may be dead as well. Does keep himself up with the help of the Mikhails out of Effort.
With all of that from Effort, all of the abilities of the Mikhails you mentioned, as well as the Wild Growth.
There's another Paranoia. As you said, it's got a 2-second cooldown. Is now Perfect. He thinks he's found Faker. It's going to be hard to tumble over those rocks, though, but still, let's have a look at what's happening towards the bottom side of the map as Doran gets a little bit frightened and might be able to take down Cuz. He'll find it! And it's a 1-for-1 on the bottom side.
He does have 3 Ocean Dragons.
Yeah, the Ocean Dragon problem is certainly one. As, all right, Cuz now in an awkward spot here, but the rest of T1 not going to go for it as aiming just walks on over. There's the Paranoia. Wild Growth not quite there yet, and he does go down to his GA, but now Perfect taking matters into his own hands. The bubble not going to quite connect as T1. They just walk it off. 'They are now on this dragon looking for soul point themselves. As Perfect could be caught out. Good Q. Going to connect from Doran, but the exhaust is going to be there. That is the secure on soul point for T1 now, as there are 6 Drakes for both sides. We're still waiting for another one.
Wild Growth
Teamfight
still
hasn't
down.
really happened just yet. As in they go, Doran looks for the opportunity. There's the Silver Bolt, so a lot of damage onto this tank. As they turn the lights off defensively here, there's the bear going down. Cease and desist as Owner goes down to his GA. Doran getting down very, very low, so it's hard to be that front line. But now Peyz gets on in there. Cuz surviving by just barely. And now Peyz having to get out of there. The Slurkle not doing too much, and KT stand tall.
KT, they botched the early part of the fight, but they had so much longevity, and you could really feel those Ocean Dragons ticking through a little bit through this. But also beyond that, so many tools coming online. The Wild Growth at the last possible second, causes second Paranoia.
Aiming! Aiming is going to go down to the GAs. Perfect flashes over. Not going to get bubbled this time as he tumbles into the brush. Carrier also going to be going down, and it's a double for Perfect. I think that's POM for the gentleman on the top side of the map if KT are able to close this one out.
20 seconds on Peyz. They need to somehow buy time for that.
Double 80 carries, man. These Nexus turrets do not last very long at all. T1 are going to have to try and commit to something here as the Paranoia comes on through. Gets on in there as Cuz. Decent spell shield there at the same time as they take down Owner. And KT, I think they've done it! 2-0 in the telecom war!